Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Libra. So the sun has now moved into Leo and is giving the light to the moon in your sign. And we see the story in duality here, the wild and the soft, and here simply the justice with the scale, that moment where we have to come into our center, into our heart. And that's why I gave you the squatting in the yoga position, holding the hands in Namaste, where exactly the equal day and night equinox is happening, the fall equinox, and so the yin and the yang. And this is why duality is shown in all of the major arcanas, because the duality is inhale, I get the information, exhale, I bring it here, inhale the future, exhale the past. In the present moment, where the crossing is where you recognize both of them, not all the way up here, all the way down here. And so Leo is roaring into the left spinning energy, which is the soul energy. And today we go to the right. It's a human spin that we looking at, and I combine that with the two movements the earth does. To the left, the wobble of 25,800 years, and to the right, the spin of 24 hours, day and night, black and white. So here we have the story of the fifth house of fun and joy, ruled by the sun. And here we have Libra, ruled by Venus, the seventh house of relationships. So Leo's almost saying, well, look into the past. Have a look. What's going on in the past? What's going on in your soul? And then clear that and then communicate that. The court card for you is the Queen of Swords. Here we see how she has cut off the head, the ego, and she is fierce, mentally very strong. So if your birthday is between September 12th and October 12th, then this is your court card. If not, look in the description below. She's looking over to the sword. In the human path, she's holding the head, and in the spiritual side of the left, she's actually knowing this is the clarity, that one thought, that one sword, and I cut off this mental chatter, this dual, this one energy that is constantly saying I like or I don't like. So here you are fiercely cutting off, and you are up in the sky, right? You are really being fierce, really being cutting off whatever does not work in your life. Back to Cancer Sun, that was giving Libra Moon the light. When the sun, the star, and the world line up for you to fall in love with love. So you had the sun, the star, and the world, and it was really powerful because it's letting you know that Cancer, the healing here is about feeling what's happening above you, feeling that we learn by understanding what is happening above us, and so it's influencing our way of living life, right? And so this small world here has all of a sudden a much bigger perspective when we see it from the planets, right? When we see it from the stars, and the sun is a dwarf star. So I'm gonna pull one more card out of my newest deck, the Lifruma Healing Oracle. I have a lot of decks, each of the major arcana has one separate deck, and we see what's talking here to you now of the Lifruma Healing Oracle. They have combined that with the Anglo-Saxon rune alphabet, and I like the eclectic explanation of the cards. And here you get Ace, the number 25, or the oak, the support. You can stop the video and read yourself the message. 25, the 2 is the intuition of the High Priestess, and 5 are the 5 senses of the Hierophant. The 5 senses, the 5 fingers. Also in the Tarot, 5 is always the test, but your intuition is knowing about the dualities, and that every zodiac sign has its good and its bad side, or its positive and its negative side, right? That we learn about. Mighty growth makes stability and strength, yet the oak follows a pathway laid out in the acorn's minute stored codes. Water your seed and sprout, walk your roots deep within the soil to spread a fungal network throughout the world-wide wood. Tannin-rich bark purifies, invoke the magic folk living within these trees. Seek their moral fiber and question your own. They might not support all you thought true. Okay, so we see that with Leo, when I put this card here, Leo is almost like calling in the message here of the 7 calculated together, of the last message, when the sun, the star, and the world line up for you to fall in love with love. Because it's the Chariot, then the 7, which is also then the crown chakra. 7, 8. It's almost like a succession. It's almost like a succession, and working on it. And then comes the 11. 7, 8, 11, right? So there's a portal here with the 11. And we will see now how the last reading is tying in with this reading, because the 7 is coming up again as an overall inspiration. So let's begin on the position of the Fool here in the Golden Dawn Tarot that I picked for you. Leo has the Good Tarot, and so each zodiac sign has their own tarot deck, and I pick one card on the position now of this path that you're taking again and again, right? With each time when the earth spins to the right, it's positioning itself and it's moving the earth, and we get a different perspective of the sun with the zodiac sign behind it. And now we see behind the sun the zodiac sign of Leo, the strength, and here comes the 8 of Wands. Leo is also a fire sign, but here we have Mercury in Sagittarius, so there's a message coming, a quick message that is felt in your state of consciousness, because that's what the Fool is. The Fool is not connected with any zodiac sign, and so you are plucking that fruit of consciousness, the number 6, which is self-love. And you see how the child is facing left and the dog is facing right. Again, left soul, right human. And so in a way we have 6 fruits And we have 8 of the wands. And when we calculate inside, there are 9 little leaves. 9 is then the completion in there, which goes to the next number. And there are 16 yellow crossings. It's then the double of the 8. 16 is the tower. So there is something happening deep within you. Something is coming very quickly to you, an idea, a thought. And it's all about how you seeing now yourself as a state of consciousness. Then on the position of the magician comes the seer. Alberto Villoldo's oracle deck. And the seer is looking over to the right. And it's the number 45. 4 is the Emperor, 5 is the Hierophant, which came here already as the 5. And so there is something inside of you that is recognizing through the magician, through the number 1, through the 4 elements that are here on the table, the 4 in the Emperor, who is facing the physical world and is the Emperor of that physical world, becomes now here the 45 a 9, and with the 1 a 10, a cycle closes here through the power of inspiration, because that's what the magician is all about. You feel this message that is coming here is giving you an inspiration, and you see the seer, you see something, and you are going into the right spinning path with it, and then it becomes a 10. And the 10 is like a cycle closed, a cycle ended. Meanwhile, here in the 8, the infinite loop of then also here the Leo, calling something, calling into the oak, calling into the support of the trees of the forest. And then seeing that maybe not everything is what you think it is. They might not support all you thought true. Something here is talking to you. On the position then of the High Priestess comes here the Hermetic Tarot, the Tower. So your intuition is saying something needs to go. The 16 and the 2 is then the 18. And the 18 is then the moon. And the moon is in your sign. And the moon is the inspiration of her. You see how she has the moon as a crown. And you see that, yes, something needs to leave with the 16, because the 16 is coming back with the crossing of the patterns of 4 1s and 4 1s crossing over that pattern that is bringing you a new message. And so then you can see that this is leaving, it needs to go, because you are recognizing then that the moon is speaking here. The deep subconscious is telling you something needs to go, because the 18 is then creating the moon, and the 18 is then the 9, and you have then a 9-9 portal. So something is needing to go, needing to end. And we see now in the position of the Empress that what is then appearing is Capricorn, the social status. Interesting enough, so this is the 16, and now we have the 15, the 1 and the 5. And then with the 3, that's an 18 again, right? So we have an 18 portal here with these two, and then of course these two. So very interesting, right? 18, 18 next to each other. So have a look how these energies speak. And 1818 is a 9-9, plus the Seer is a 9 as well, but the Seer with the Magician became a 10. Nevertheless, right, you recognize now that the intuition and now the new path of being clear with what it is that you want, what the Empress can give you, because she is the social status, and the social status because she is that state of consciousness that is giving birth to Capricorn, the social status, also an attachment. Don't attach yourself to something that might be a little much, because the 15 becomes a 6, the self-love, right? That you need to be aware of. Something wants to end. Completion is the Hermit, is Virgo, which comes then after the Strength card. The month of Virgo is speaking here through the Seer. You almost seeing, right, through the Magician's eye, because I mean he's the number 1, so he has the 4 elements and he's the 5th element, and the 5th element is in here, and the 5th element is in here, the 5th element is here, right? And you are recognizing that something is profoundly telling you something needs to end. You need to end something, because then you find through Capricorn a new beginning, a new endeavor, something that brings you to a whole new level. But you got to let go of something before, because then on the position of Strength comes the Ace of Fire. Then a new light can inspire you, because the 8 of Wands and the Ace of Wands creates 9 wands. It's like you, if you get this message, you know that something is wanting you to end something, because your intuition knows it needs to end, and your intuition knows that then something new can be built, a new social status can be built, because you have then 9 wands, and it's happening in September, right? When the sun goes into Virgo, a new spark, a new fire is inspiring you then to create new things. And just be careful that you're not getting attached. Just be careful that you're not getting hooked to things that might actually create out of you then someone that is being attached to the 4, right? To the world, to that 4 that comes here in the 45. Just remember, because on the position of the Queen of Swords in the center of the reading comes the 7 of Wands. And here we have the Golden Dawn Tarot. I have listed all the decks that I'm using. Some of them are very old, right? We have here the Visconti Sforza Tarot, one of the oldest intact tarot deck. And the story, how it was created, is really incredible. So here the Queen of Swords gets 7 more wands. So here these 7 with the 1 is 8 wands, infinity. But you have already here 8 wands, 9 wands, and 7 wands is 16 wands. That's the Tower. And so you know the Tower has come, and you have 16 wands, which is a 7. So the support, the oak, the mighty growth makes stability and strength, yet the oak follows a pathway laid out in the acorn's minute stored codes. And so you are called to really let go. 1616 here, right? With the 16 wands is like, okay, something really is saying, yes, see that the courage to let go will bring new opportunities because they're next to each other. So the sun is giving you that one wand which is cutting through those 6 wands, also creates a pattern here. But you see 1, 2, 3 hands. And that one sword that is giving you the clarity to know that this is right, I gotta do this. You get the inspiration of the sun, right, of Leo, giving you now 8 and 1, a 9, a completion, so that you can start something completely new in September. You gotta, this month, let go really of something. Because then on the position of the Justice comes the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is Mercury in Virgo, and we had Mercury in Sagittarius here. Then if you go and realize, okay, here the 11, the Justice, and the 10 creates a 111 portal. 3 times 1. With, then, I'm going to put this here for a moment, the 1 here, 4 times 1 is the heart. Feel in your heart that justice is only lived through the heart, through this green robe. And of course I put the heart, the namaste in front of the heart, where the scale is balanced. And you balance yourself there. And you know that now the 10 of Pentacles, a lot of money will come to you when you recognize that you let go of something so that new can come. 10, because then now the 10 makes sense of the seer. Then you see, the seer sees the 10 through the magician. The 10-10 portal here. That 9, yes, is the completion, but then after that comes the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, the magician sees the Wheel of Fortune, and here you are getting a lot of money if you really act rightfully, if you act in balance, in your center, out of your center, if you act from a state of consciousness that knows that everything has its moment. Because on the position of the moon comes Alberto Villoldo's dream oracle, comes the number 60, the Watcher, the transpersonal. So the seer and the Watcher, are they the same? Are Capricorn, the 6, 15, which is then a 6, and here the 6, then giving you a perspective through the third eye. Up here, the Watcher, the seer, you see that Capricorn must go up through the spine into the third eye to overcome all attachments to these 4 elements, or the 5 senses, right? That's why the 5 is there, and the 1 is the magician, and the magician was here giving you the perspective, the higher perspective over the 4 elements, and he's the 5th element, and that's how he can get to the 6th chakra, the third eye, the inner eye. So you bring yourself up and you see how beautifully it's arranged. It's the Kabbalistic tree of life, but this should be up and this should be down. But it's in the center now. So there is these 5 and these 5. And this is a lot of money. Can you handle that kind of money? Yes, when you come into your center, when you are just, then you can handle it. Then Mercury will bring you the information, the message really quick. But still something needs to go, needs to leave. So this 7 with the 7 here is saying it's gotta go. But you have 7, 7, 7 here. So something is saying you gotta let go, because when you let go, then something new can be experienced always, right? It's like the moment we're holding on too much, it's like, why are you holding on? Because more is coming. And so the 18 again, all right, we had 1818 with the Tower. We had the High Priestess, the 18 here. And we had the 18 here. So the 18, 18, 18, remember 18 is the 9. So the 9, 9, 9 brings the 6, the clarity now on a higher level with the 0. On a higher level to see from a state of consciousness that everything is always respectively conscious and put together in such a way that you understand that the 10 is a state of consciousness, is the 1 with the 0. We have a 6 with the 0 because, you know, here we have the 6 of then calculated together the Capricorn. Then you don't see only the consciousness in the third eye, but you see it from a really transpersonal perspective. So the 9 with the 6 is the 15. And so the social status here, right, of Capricorn is saying, well, then you can manage this kind of money. Only then, when you understand this, right? A lot of money is difficult to manage. A lot of people like, oh, I want a lot of money. I want. But how you handle it, how you work with it is really a state of consciousness. Then on the position of the sun comes here the soul. Then you really truly see with the 14, the 1 and the 4, the magician, and again the 4 elements, right? The magician had the 4 elements on his table. Then you see that the sun, which is now in Leo, the 8, the message has come to you to see with the soul's eye, to see with the third eye, the inner eye, and then you see how certain things are intense in this world, and that the soul or the passion to recognize the 19 as a 10, as then a 10 that is connected here with this 10, the 10 of Pentacles, again, which is Mercury in Virgo. It's like it's a lot of money speaking to you, coming to you. The 10 and the 14 is the 24 left, a 6. The 6, 6, 6 portal here is giving you an understanding that everything is in the inner vision, the inner eye, the third eye, seeing really truly what this 5 with this 5 is connected with, the intuition of the 2, the 5 senses. And so the sun, right, with the Leo is helping you now to recognize the passion to really let go of something. And even though you're crying a lot in this month, it's for the better, because then comes here on the position of the universe comes another 9. And the 9 here of voices is the swords, which then connects with you. And you will see that you have 9 swords and an extra sword, which creates 10. And the 9 of swords is Mars in Gemini. And Mars in Gemini is in your dreams, you are recognizing certain energies are speaking to you. The deep dream state is that higher consciousness that is then bringing you the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is again and again Mercury in Sagittarius is bringing you dreams where you have to hold on to the inspiration, right? 9 swords is like sometimes having a nightmare, is having a difficult time, is recognizing that there is a difficult time here with the 7 and the 7 here. And the 7th zodiac sign with the 7 wands is a 14. There is the 14. So within you, you see something happening here. And yes, sometimes you might cry actually, because there are very unjust things happening. But these unjust things, do they have to do with money? A lot of money? And then really you face, when you are wanting a lot of money, you also face a lot of unjust energies, and you have to be very powerful, very just. Like here, this woman here holding the scale and the sword in her hand. So there are 1, 2 swords here with Libra and the Queen, and 9, that's 11 swords. So there is a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right, so there's a 1 here. The 45 and the 9 and the 1 is a 10. So there's a 1 here. And there's a 1 here. And then there is a 1 here. So it's 3 and 1, 1. You get it. It's about you recognizing now that that 1 sword is bringing you clarity, that 1 idea is bringing you clarity, and you are here to learn. You're here to learn that 8 wands is the infinite game, to recognize that you have the soul path and the human path that you can take, and that the human path is connected with duality always. And you see there is a triangle pointing down and a triangle pointing up, and it's like, right, the loop of 8 here, and 9 leaves inside. The next step is always out of 8 is 9, and so you have a 9 and a 9. I'm just gonna put all the 9s together. 9, 9, and you have, that's it. And then the world with the 9 is a 12. Be conscious about all 12 zodiac signs that are here in this circle. She's in the center. We are now in the fixed sign Leo. Leo is opposite of the age of Aquarius, which we're moving into. I talked about the spin, or the wobble the earth thus to the left, and we're going currently from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, because that wobble of 25,800 years, we divided through the 12 zodiac signs and we get an age. And so you see here each time an age of 2150 years, which creates then a big cycle, a big chain of consciousness. And you are recognizing that chain of consciousness and the power that it takes. And in your sleep, you're recognizing the difficulty of all of that. And so the 3 is left here, right? Because Virgo is giving up her 9 for the 3 of the world. Because 21 calculated together is then the 3, the Empress. And on the Empress we had Capricorn. So Capricorn is telling you the social status that you're climbing in this world can bring you nightmares. So get out of that and start seeing the bigger picture. Start seeing how you live this world. Start seeing how you encounter the world, how you become a watcher, how you become a seer, how you have the spark of inspiration, that light, that inner light that is here with this Ace of Wands. And that's where you are gonna find again here these 8 wands, and of course also the 7 wands, right? So you have here, like I said, 16 wands. And maybe this is the front cover, I'm not sure yet. But 16 wands still tell you, you gotta let go. You gotta let go, because the Tower came and the Tower said, well, gotta let go because new things want to come. And particularly if you feel like the money can come only if you really let go of the way you perceive money, of the way you think money is serving you, right? Because last time the sun, the star, and the world have lined up for you to fall in love with love. Are you loving what you're doing? Otherwise, why are you doing it? You're doing it because you want to make money. Then you need to really, really be just. You need to really become into your empowerment through justice, right? Through that message. But here you are recognizing the 7, the support that you are getting through the Libra healing oracle, and then of course the 8 that is here, giving you also the support that everything is infinite. So infinite that you will face the same troubles again and again until you actually do something about it and become then here the wise high priestess that is seeing the 18 and then the 9, the completion of it. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because I mean Virgo has come really many times, but the Seer is here, and you see really that everything is about that inner eye. Maybe this is the front cover for the month of Virgo, where you are gonna start a whole new chapter. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.